All right, everybody. Dadgummit. Hold on, let me fix it again. I don't know why it does that when I switch it over to all filters. Yeah, there we go. All right, guys. Welcome into the chat. We'll wait on a few people to get here before we start our final thoughts. Tonight, guys, we're going to be talking about medications and why it's important that if you're prescribed them, you need to take them, and the repercussions if you don't. Welcome in. Hello. We're waiting on a few more people. How you doing in the meantime? Tonight we're going to be talking about medications and why it's important to take them if you're prescribed medications. Yeah, I am a disabled American, so I do my best. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Please, if you're new, like, share, subscribe. Let's build these numbers up, guys. We'll start the show. Waiting on just a few more people. Either that or 5 minutes into the program, and then we'll get started. There's my Jen. Hi, baby. What's up? How you doing? Welcome in, everyone. This is Final Thoughts with Clint Gage. That's my girlfriend, Jen, down there. If you would, please also go check her out at JenHolder976. That's JenHolder976, guys. Go check her out there. She's got some great videos. She does prayers daily. So go check those out. You might actually like them. So we're almost at the 5-minute mark. How's your night going there, Jen? Hopefully it's going good. Hello, everybody. Like I said, guys, if you're new, please like, share, and subscribe. We're going to start the show here real soon. We're just waiting to see how many people we can get in the first 5 minutes. We can get a few people up in here, we'll start on out. It's going good. That's good to hear. All right, guys. Thank y'all. Oh, here we go. Ethan Lafleur. How you doing, Ethan? Brian. Thank you very much. Hello, Lincoln. Welcome into the show. Welcome in, everybody. All right, we got a good amount of people in here. We can start the show now. So, does anybody in here have to take medications? If that's a personal question, you don't have to answer. But I do. I have to take medications. Guys, I'm a schizophrenic epileptic. So I have to take my meds. And I have to take them on a regular regimen. Guys, if I don't, things can go awry. Well, first off, the first thing that happens is you got to go through detox. The second thing that happens is I got fuzzy in my ear. That is not part of the show. But the second thing that happens is that, oh, hello there, Riker Gaming. Thank you very much, Brian. How you doing, Google Rewrite? No, not doing that, man. You're gonna be rude like that. You can get on with a timeout. Sorry, Google Rewrite. Hello, Milam. Or no, excuse me, Majan. However you say that, trying to. Happy Bunny, welcome in. Anyway, guys. So if you got to take medications, what's the main thing you need to worry about, guys? Taking a long time or running out. These are your two biggest problems. So always make sure that you keep up on your refills. When it's time to refill it, make sure you do. Because if you don't, bad things can happen like detox. And, nobody wants to ever have to go through detox. Trust me, it's not fun. Especially if it's on a medication you need, like an antipsychotic. You take 5 pills, that's about, I take 5 separate medications that have, 2 pills a piece sometimes. Man, and I can understand that. So yeah, guys, it's a tough route when you actually have to take medications. But if you need them, guys, don't ignore what your doctors say. Take them on time. Make sure that you always keep up with how you're supposed to regulate yourself and everything like that. Don't overdose on things like that, especially if it's pain medications, guys. Pain medications can cause some serious issues if you start overdosing on them and everything like that. Not only that, you can get dependencies on them. So you also got to be careful with your medications. That's why you need to take them as prescribed. Guys, it's never a bad idea to follow a doctor's orders. Matthew, thank you in. Nope, never did, Matthew. I don't know that person. But anyway, guys, thank you all for coming in. So anyway, we're looking into medications at the moment. And yes, you need to be able to take medications properly, guys. You need to follow directions. Because if you don't, man, I've accidentally overdosed on my antipsychotic. And I was a zombie for hours, man. It was bad. There was a whole day where I barely breathed, I wasn't even here. And it was awful. I don't want to do that again. That's for sure. But, I also don't ever want to run out again, guys, because running out on my medications, and having to go through detox, it's a very painful process, especially if it's my seizure medications, because if I start having seizures, it gets really devastating, guys. And these seizures can cause, heart attack, like it did one time. They can cause, aneurysms. It can cause extreme pain throughout the body, and things like that. And if I don't take my medications, I can have several a day. That's why I wasn't online for 2 days, guys. That's why I wasn't here on live. Man, I was wrecked. I was tore up because I was going through detox and I was dealing with, not having my seizure medication. So I was dealing with seizures. It was bad. There's never any good repercussions unless the medication is bad, because there are certain medications out there that are going to have bad effects on you. So those definitely get rid of. If you do not like the side effects you're getting off of them, that is understandable. Talk to your doctor and get it switched over to something else. Make an emergency appointment, because that's something big that you got to talk about, guys. Especially with your doctor. Now, next is, if you are in the incident where you have ran out of your medication, one of the best things to do is, in my case, I can't speak for anybody else, but in my case, I have to surround myself with people. I have to put myself out in public. And the reason being is because my impulse to not be an idiot in public is so strong that I'll actually just sit there and mind my P's and Q's. But if I isolate myself, I end up doing stupid things like trying to build stuff I shouldn't and blowing it up. I've done that before by accident, trying to make my own homemade flamethrower. I ended up having to throw it out the window. But thank God it was just, it wasn't like kaboom boom, but I blew it up. I blew out the side of the tank. But that's because I was using a plastic one. So, you learn, you make mistakes, but, that's part of, learning how to follow directions too when you get older, because then you find out how to do it right. So if you take your medications, you can learn how to do things right. And when I take my medication, I'm actually clear of thought, I'm clear of mind, and I can actually take and think. I can make decisions. I can be a human being. I can thrive in society. Now, however, if I don't take my medications, guys, they're coming to take me away. They're coming to take me away. Oh, yeah, you know the song, guys. Y'all definitely have to, but yeah, they're definitely going to come whisk me away over to Bethel Baptist, and I'm going to have to deal there for about a month. And I don't want to do that. That place sucks. The food sucks. The people sucks. It all sucks. So I don't want to go there. So I would rather follow my regimen, and stay on track, guys. And this is something I would definitely say can apply to anybody. Stay on track with your medications. Keep up with when you need to refill them. Count them daily if you have to. Keep a record of them. Make sure that you're doing it right. If you're having trouble with them, what's up, BMC? How you doing, man? If you're having trouble with them, talk to your doctor. If you're having adverse effects, talk to your doctor. Guys, but definitely don't let it go unheard. Definitely don't let it go untaken care of. If you're having an issue, take care of that issue for sure. Medications that don't work for you are just that. Medications that don't work for you. It's bad medicine. So don't take it. But if it's definitely helping you in some shape, form, or fashion, and you can handle what's left over, the little side effects, then you'll be all right. You'll be just fine. You just got to get through those little teeny tiny, I'm tired, or I'm a little fatigued, those side effects are going to happen, or dizzy, but if you start getting nauseous and so dizzy you can't stand, and, so bad that you're throwing up, and you start having seizures or suicidal thoughts, you need to change medicines, or you need to change dosage. That's always something you need to look at. What's up, Rooster Boy? How you doing, man? But anyway, so you definitely need to look into the way that you handle any form of medicine whatsoever, even if it's antibiotics. Guys, I know a lot of people that once the signs of the infection go away, they quit taking their antibiotics. And you know what ends up happening? A few months later, they get another infection in the same spot, because they didn't finish their medication. So then they end up finishing it out, not having enough, having to go back to the doctor, pay another bill, get some more antibiotics, and still not finish up. I see them do that all the time. I've been streaming while I sleep, and I just hit 10K subscribers this morning. Nice. But I get more views just streaming a topic while I sleep. I got you. Nice. I have no idea. I don't know how you see the poll results after you're done streaming. I tried to do that myself, and it didn't work out. I just use it as a way to give them either my Cash App or my email, so that I can either be contacted or for somebody who wishes to donate. But yeah, guys, so thank you all for coming in. If you're new here, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Come join the family here, guys. We have plenty of space, and we have a great little clan here. We all take care of each other. What's up, Country Girl Sweet? Anyway, guys, this topic, it really doesn't have too terribly much more to say on it, to be honest, because it's very simple. Take your medications. You don't want to go through detox, because detox can lead to seizures, whether you have epilepsy or not. It can lead to, hallucinations, whether you're schizophrenic or not. It can lead to cold sweats. It can lead to palpitations. It can actually end up giving you ulcers in the end. There's a lot of pain and a lot of struggle that can come through going with detox. And guys, certain medications, if you've been taking it for too long, going through detox can almost kill you. So you really got to pay attention to that kind of stuff. I know a lot of people who had to go through that opioid crisis stuff, and it took them a while to get past all the effects. But hello, Alan. Let's get more than 4 likes up there, guys. But anyway, welcome into the show, everybody. So there's just not very much to talk about more when it comes down to that. So I think we can go on ahead and jump into an early hangout. What do you guys think? Or do y'all want to continue with final thoughts? How you doing, Alan? Welcome into the show, Alan Nicholson. You've been busy today, country girl? That's good. You're good, Jen? I see, Alan. Thank you for replying to my Jen. Hello, everyone. Welcome into the show. My name's Clint Gage. How you doing? We're having a hangout now. So we finished our topic, the discussion on, taking your medications properly. Alan's from your channel? Oh, that's cool. Welcome in, man. Oh, you're sick, country girl sweet? I'm sorry to hear that. That sucks. I hate getting sick. But how's everyone doing tonight? I'm glad everyone got to show up. All right. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for popping in, man. What's the oof for? Oh, no, you're sick. That sucks. Yeah, she's accidentally sick. But what do you mean by oof, BMC? Did you fall on your bum? What's up, dude? How you doing, man? No, I am sorry about the unboxing, guys. I thought about it whenever it came in. I was like, this would be a pity if I got this out and it wouldn't fit. So if I needed to make any modifications to it, I wanted to be able to make that so you guys could see me in it, and it ended up I just had to punch one hole. So that just worked out. Oh, yeah, it is a bit of a bummer sometimes, but guys, I'm telling you right now, when I went through that detox those past 2 days, that was a bummer. I mean, you want to talk about drive a man to his knees, dude. It was bad, but it is what it is. Yeah, thanks for coming in, Alan. Definitely. Guys, if you're new here, like, share, subscribe, come on into the show. We wouldn't mind having you. And don't mind the digs. It's just I like wearing stuff like this. It's fun to me. And this is actual armor, in reality, to go with my palindromes that I made myself. I made these and I made my bracer, but I didn't have enough leather to make my breastplate. So I ordered it. It was going to cost me more to actually make the breastplate than it was to buy this one, so I bought it anyway. But thank you all for coming in. You can find something like this at Dark Knight Armory. It's fairly cheap. This was $200. It's not too bad. I saved up for a while for it, though, guys. So, yeah, welcome on in. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you all for joining the show. It's great to have you all here. All have you here. I can't talk tonight. No, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay. So anyway, how you doing? You feeling good? How's your friends? How's your family? Everyone's safe? It's always good to know these things. I always like to hear from my friends. And guys, if you're here and you're new, like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon. Come visit us more often. Go check out some of my older videos, some of my forging videos where I do some blacksmithing. I've done some wood burning on the show. We've actually went out and we've seen some wild animals on the show. I've taught about wildlife. Come on in. Come learn something, maybe. You never know. So, guys, we also have got one more thing to do to complete our weapon set for the armor, which is finish our Viking sacks that we're forging. This is hand blacksmith by me if you're new. I've been working on it for about 3 days. So That's what you get after 3 days worth of work. But we're going to forge this tang out even further. We're going to stretch this blade out. We're going to give it a little bit of a belly right here, so it'll be a nice, good chopper and a good combat knife. And then this is going to go right alongside the rest of our weaponry here on our armor set. Chuck, you all right? Did you accidentally swallow some of your toy again? Yep. Excuse me, guys, while I get something to accidentally to clean that up. My dog swallowed part of his chew toy again. Excuse me, Chuck. Move back. Watch out, baby. Get out of the way. You're Chuck, over here. Good thing you didn't step. Oh, the joys of having pets sometimes, guys. They just catch you by surprise when you don't even want to. All right, guys. Now we can get back into the hangout. So where did I put my... There we are. Here's Troll's Bay. What's up, guys? Yep, that's my dog, Shuck. What's up, Louise? I'm doing good. How are you doing, Louise? Yeah, his name's Shuck, based around the legend of the Black Shuck from the Anglo-Saxon myth. He's my little buddy. Yes, he is. Shuck, lay down, baby. Sit down, baby. Will you behave for once and stop standing on Daddy's toes? I promise you, you'll get to go out here in just a little bit. I promise you, you'll go for a walk in a little bit. Not quite time yet. He's a great dog. He really is. My little warhound. Hey, no problem, Louise. We finally got the breastplate in, as you can see. Fits nice and snug. I like it. It's really good. It's definitely a good quality. Everybody welcome into the chat. If you're new here, please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon. Guys, don't forget to go check out @JenHolder976. That's my girlfriend. Go check her out as well. She's a wonderful, beautiful, bright soul that can definitely brighten up your day. She has prayer videos every single day and multiple ones a day, in fact. So go check her out. Yes, it did arrive today. I was going to do an unboxing, but I was like, what if it doesn't fit? And sure enough, I did have to modify it. So it would have been heartbreaking if it wouldn't have fit on camera right off the bat. So I had to modify it a little bit. So I decided to just go on ahead and open it. but it's definitely coming along. The armor is getting there. All we have left is just a few little pieces, and we'll have the full suit. The Rock has arrived. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Yes, yes. Fresh from her aunts. The Rock has arrived. Oh yeah, Louise is always so sweet. No, that's why we love her here in the chat, guys. You know, guys, if you're new here, come on in and join the chat. We have a great little community here. We're all try to be nice and help each other out, guys. So come check us on out. You know, you never know. You might make some great friends. She's definitely my Jin's bestie, that's for sure. You're Pookie. Oh, the Pookie. I have not heard somebody use the word Pookie in a long time, except for that old Chitty Chitty Bang Bang movie, where that lady was singing. She kept calling him a Pookie Bear, and that would just I don't know if I could handle somebody calling me Pookie. I just don't know if I could. You know, I'd be like, you better come up with something else, because that's just not gonna work. Oh, you're always welcome, Louise. You know, you're one of our favorite people. You know, thank you so much for coming in. So, guys, how's everyone doing? You know, we're getting so far along in the show and in progress, and the company as well. We actually only have to sign Jin's staff, and then it's ready to be sealed, along with Ohan's, and we can mail it all out, guys. What is up, Maxima? How you doing, man? Welcome into the show. Everyone here is your Pookie. Okay, Rock. I think I can handle it from a fan. Oh, gosh, you're going to make me deal with it, aren't you? Okay, I'll put it up with it. Oh, well. No, you twisted my arm. So, yeah, everybody, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. You know, if you're brand new here, please hit the like, share, subscribe, bell icon. Come on in and join the chat. We all like to be a good old clan here and have a lot of good times. You know, so come on in for a good bit of friendly conversation. Oh, yeah. Definitely had to get a little silly there for a second. Chuck, will you quit hitting the stand? It doesn't matter where I sit. You go after the tripod. What is your dealio? You Pusilio? What is your dealio, dog? Where are you going, you crazy butt? Do you need to go potty? Is that what that is? You need to go out to the bathroom. You're going to destroy my bedroom in the process, dog. Chill out. All right. Hold on, guys. Let me go get his brother put up and walk this dog. Interruptions, you mutt. Sorry about that. Welcome back to the show. You know, for me, mainly. Sorry about that, but the dog had to go for a walk. What's up, Brentley? How you doing? Canadian Response Team. How you doing, man? And now for the fire. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Louise, she did a great job, didn't she? Yeah, she did a really good job on that. I really liked it. So anyway, guys, how's everyone doing? You know, welcome into the show. Excuse me. I don't know where that came from. But how's everyone feeling tonight? You know, hopefully you've had a great night so far. You know, we've tried to make your day and your afternoon better. Now, hopefully your night can go better. Yeah, she did. Had tacos. I had sausage. We had just sausage and bread. The fire in Manitoba. I always try to say that too fast. Manitoba. That spread past BC border to cause you. Oh, daggum. Sorry to hear that. 100 acres still out of control. Daggum. You know, guys, let's pray for these people. Let's hope that they're going to be okay. You know, make sure that you keep them in your prayers no matter who you pray to, because they don't need to go through this right now. You know, they don't need to have to replace their homes. Nobody should have to be able to lose their place. I think we should be investing money in technologies like, say, fireproof housing for people that live in areas like this so they won't lose their homes. What's the live movie do you mean? The one that just came out in the cinema, Jin? Oh, okay. You talk about Stitch? I know, right? Canadian? Israel launches missiles on Iran. Oh, no. That's not good. Jenny, hi. How you doing? Welcome into the show. We're back. You know, how you doing? Don't feel complete just yet, but we're getting it all there. Good. World War III is going to happen soon. You know, I do kind of have that feeling too. So yeah, hi everybody. It's good to see everyone in here. It's good to see you too, Jenny. Axe. Yes, my axe. Troll's Bane. Yeah, love this thing. You know, I definitely can always have fun with this. You seen the cartoon one? That's awesome. Yeah, I am a little tired, guys. You know, I'm still recovering from the past 2 days, but I'll be all right, man. You know, I'm good. You know, I might, end a little early tonight, though, but I'm doing just fine, everyone. You know, I'm just glad to have my medications in my system. Oh, yeah, I definitely have my Jin. What's up, Tyler? How you doing, man? Welcome into the show. We finally have our breastplate, as everyone can see. And yes, guys, it is a real functioning breastplate. You know, it's not a toy. What happened to me yesterday, man? I was not good. I was going through detox for 2 days because I didn't have my medications. So I finally got my medications yesterday. So it made me feel a lot better, and then I got my armor in today, so it feels even better, Just a really good day. How you doing, Matt S? Welcome in. Brian Wilson from the music group, the Beach Boys died. No, I did not. But yeah, how you doing, Matt S? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm pretty much dressed like a old school soldier, but it's all good. I'd actually, if I was wearing something like this, I'd be a high-class soldier because I have an axe and sword and short sword. So that would show somebody with high class, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just a foot soldier. I would rather just go for the axe. The swords are just for show. Just watching the National Guard in LA. Yeah, I heard about that. National Guard had to step all the way into LA, guys, to handle the riots. That is insane. Have we gone that crazy? All over illegal immigration. Guys, this has got to... I know none of you guys are doing it. But some of these people got to stop, man. Somebody needs to go walk up to these people and slap the ever-loving daylights out of them and say, shut the up. Go home. Deal with it. President made a decree. You didn't get to vote for it. When we all got to put up with it. Go home. Yeah, the weekend was nuts, wasn't it? Could be World War III on the horizon, guys. You never know. Now what's up, Chuck? Oh, nothing. Oh, good. You're chewing your butt instead of licking your nuts. Okay, I'm better with that. So how's everyone doing tonight? We only got about 20 more minutes left into the show. So pop on in, say hi. See you later, Jenny. Got a few people giggling. So sorry that you have to leave there, Jenny. But thank you for showing up. Guys, welcome in. We're also going to start training in this armor so that we can get used to the feel of it and everything like that and finally break it all the way in. So this axe is finally going to get sharpened, guys. We're finally going to sharpen this thing because we have something to guard our vitals in case something ever breaks. Which hopefully nothing ever breaks. But I'm finally going to sharpen this axe. And we're going to put a really good edge on him. We're going to clean him up real good. And we're going to bring him all back to nice and shiny and pretty new. So come join me for that too. But anyway, guys, we're also going to be trying our hands at some forge welding here soon if we can get our hands on some borax. We can get our hands on some of that stuff. I've been watching some videos. I think I can do it. We're going to attempt it. Yeah, we're going to attempt some Damascus. Because last time I've had people right there beside me controlling the situation, telling me exactly what to do, and exactly what it's supposed to look like. Now I'm going to try to do it by myself. I'm going to have to do it with a hammer. I don't have a power hammer to do it with, or a press. I'm going to have to do it by hand. So this is going to be interesting. It is a Viking axe, Matt. It is a Viking axe. It's a Viking bearded axe from the 9th century, also known as a battle axe. But I call him Troll's Bane. This is what keeps the internet trolls away. I got Troll's Bane. I got Jotun's Bane. And I got Frostbane. This one I made. So yeah, each weapon serves a different purpose. Yep, for trolls. How you doing, man? McGregor, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. I cannot talk. But how's it going, man? Welcome into the show. We're just sitting here, just chit-chatting with some friends, just having a good old time, enjoying our new piece of leather armor that we got in today. Dark Knight Armory, can't go wrong with it. This was a great purchase. Hopefully it'll bring a lot of good attention to the show, and hopefully it'll help me lose even more weight too, guys. So let's see exactly how good this Cuirass is going to be as we start training and everything like that, and practicing in it, and starting to get used to it and break it in. Guys, so that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, how you doing, McGregor? Riker McGregor. Welcome into the show, everybody. We got about, I'm going to say 18 minutes left. And then it'll be time to end the show, guys. So we only need 4 more likes to hit 20. And you know what, guys? If we hit 20 or we hit an hour, then that's going to be the terms for the termination of the show tonight. If we hit 20 likes, we'll go on ahead and end the show. But if we get, if we hit an hour before we hit 20, then we're just going to keep on going until we hit the hour mark. How you doing, McGregor? I said hi to you a minute ago, Riker. Riker McGregor. How you doing? Welcome into the show. Hey, we only need 1 more like, actually. Either people want me gone or people actually like the show. I don't know which one it is. Well, there's the 20th, actually. So, guys, I said what I said. So, thank you all for the 20 likes. We'll see you next time right here on the show. And definitely love you guys. And sorry, BMC, but you came in late. I gotta follow through with what I said. Said I'd leave at 20 likes. So we'll see you all next time. Let me go on ahead and get this Curacao off and get some rest. Thank you all for coming in. Y'all absolutely amazing. Catch you all right here next time tomorrow for final thoughts. See you later, guys.